and welcome to Tea and Tarot. I'm your host, Em. In this podcast, we dive into the world of tarot each week, along with a cup of tea. Some weeks, we dive into readings, others into the cards themselves, and some we explore learning about tarot. This week, we're diving into a topic that's as mysterious as it is mathematical: tarot and numerology. Before we start, let's quickly talk about this week's tea. Green rooibos tea offers a lighter, fresher version of traditional rooibos with a subtle, sweet, grassy flavor. I appreciate its delicate profile and the fact that it is naturally caffeine-free. It's refreshing and soothing, perfect for a peaceful moment of relaxation. This tea feels both healthy and revitalizing. So grab your favorite mug, maybe a calculator, just kidding, and let's explore the magical world where numbers meet cards. I used to think I was terrible at maths. In school, I'd break out in a cold sweat whenever we had a pop quiz. But then I discovered tarot, and suddenly numbers became fascinating. Who knew that those pesky digits could hold so much meaning? Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was doing a reading for a friend who was feeling a bit lost in life. As I laid out the cards, I noticed something interesting. Almost every card had the number 3 in it. We had the 3 of Cups, the Empress, which is card number 3 in the Major Arcana, and even the Hangman, which reduces to the number 3 in numerology. It was like the universe was trying to send a message in triplicate. Now, in numerology, the number 3 is all about creativity, self-expression, and growth. It's like the universe was telling my friend, hey, it's time to let your creative juices flow. That reading was a turning point for her. She ended up taking an art class and rediscovering her passion for painting, all thanks to a little number that kept popping up. So let's break down how numbers work in tarot, shall we? In a standard tarot deck, you've got your major arcana numbered from 0, the Fool, to 21, the World. Then you've got your minor arcana with cards numbered from Ace to 10 in each suit. Even the court cards have numerical values in numerology. It's like a secret code hidden in plain sight. Each number has its own personality, its own energy. Let's take a whistle-stop tour. 1 is all about new beginnings and independence. It's like the first sip of tea in the morning, a fresh start. 2 represents balance and partnerships. Think of it as you and your bestie, 2 peas in a pod. 3, as we mentioned, is creativity and growth. It's the magic number after all. 4 is about stability and foundation, solid as the table with 4 legs. 5 brings change and adventure. It's the number for those who like to shake things up. 6 is harmony and love. Think of it as a great big hug from the universe. 7 is spiritual wisdom. It's that aha moment when everything suddenly makes sense. 8 represents power and abundance. It's like a cosmic piggy bank. 9 is about completion and fulfillment. It's crossing the finish line of a marathon. And 10? Well, that's a full cycle, the end of one journey and the beginning of another. It's like graduating and realizing you've got the whole new venture ahead of you. Now, here's a fun little trick that you can try at home. Next time you're doing a reading, pay attention to the numbers on the cards. Do any numbers repeat? What's the sum of all the numbers? You can even reduce the sum to a single digit. That's called the essence number in numerology, to get an overarching theme of your reading. For example, let's say you pull the Two of Cups, the Empress, number 3, and the Eight of Wands. Add those up, 2 plus 3 plus 8, and you get 13. Reduce that further by adding 1 and 3, and you get 4. So the essence of this reading is about building stable foundations. Remember, 4 is all about stability. It's pretty cool, right? But wait, there's more. The numbers in tarot don't just stop at 10. The court cards have numerical values too. Pages are 11, knights are 12, queens are 13, and kings are 14. And guess what? Those reduce to 2, 3, 4, and 5, respectively. It's like a little numerological Easter egg hidden in the court. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about the Major Arcana? Those go up to 21. Well, you're right, and that's where things get interesting. In numerology, we often reduce numbers to a single digit. So let's take the world, number 21, for example. 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the world, the final card in the Major Arcana journey, brings us back to that energy of creativity and growth. It's like the tarot is saying congratulations on completing the cycle. Now, what amazing things are you going to create next? I remember once doing a reading for myself during a particularly tough time. I was feeling stuck and unsure about my path. As I shuffled my deck, I asked, what do I need to know right now? The card that flew out, the Magician, number 1 in the Major Arcana. It was like a cosmic wake-up call, reminding me that I had the power to create a new beginning, to manifest my desires. That single card, with its powerful number 1 energy, gave me the boost I needed to make some big changes in my life. Before we wrap up, here's a little numerological challenge for you. Next time you do a tarot reading, try this. Look at the numbers on all the cards you've pulled. Add them up, then reduce to a single digit. That's your reading number. Then pull one more card from the Major Arcana that corresponds to that number. It's like a little bonus insight on your reading. So there you have it, a deep dive into the world of tarot and numerology. I hope this has inspired you to look at the numbers in your deck with fresh eyes. Remember, in tarot, every detail counts, even the ones you can count on your fingers. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite number in tarot? Or maybe you've had a reading where the numbers played a big role. Drop me a comment or reach out on social media. I always love hearing your stories and insights. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. If you enjoyed the discussion, please do subscribe or find me on social media. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep learning.